and we just did a little bit of cleanup, so it's not that clean still, but but this is it. This is my studio that I share with my buddy Min at the incubator. The goal was to come get an art sweater. We have a plan. Loose, but with a plan nonetheless.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. The first place on the plan here is right up the street that way, Wyandotte.
Going the wrong way.
So let's do it. In the description of this show, apparently the lady does tapestries. Excuse me, like this one here, out of reused materials and found objects.
These pieces all are something for which I am seeking some funding to build a virtual classroom, which would be one in which you look closer at something and learn about those materials and learn about different options. This piece, the globe, I built in 1996, and this piece it's 16 feet in diameter. It sits on an axis and rotates, and it's made from trash. I made it with 2,000 kids and Kansas City trash. It's a giant fish, and then on the internet you could click and you could learn that was a paddlefish.
Okay.
And the paddlefish is unique to Missouri. It's 50 million years older than the dinosaurs. It's alive and healthy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It has cousins in the Yangtze River in China. That's pretty cool.
Right.
But my media is trash. Everything I do is trash. I'll pick it for color and shape and texture. I picked this because it's a good color, not because it's a toothpaste tube.
Right.
But
in some cases.
But in some cases there is, if you look at the buffalo over there, there's a lot of symbolism with the choice of those materials. These particular pieces are really designed more as just an educational piece where you can look closer, learn about materials, and then have a website where kids exchange different kinds of things that they're doing.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to your company, and thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to just intervene.
Go right ahead.
How you doing this evening?
Good. How about you guys?
On the job?
I believe so. Because, the dentist office could be, I don't know, it could be scary for a lot of people. It's scary for me. I don't have insurance. I really like this one. Color fields and seeing the colors read through. And next, let's see. Let me get all this together here. Next, we're going to 42. And number 42 is Sherry Leedy.
Okay.
So, whoop.
On the street?
Well, if you're casual enough.
Yeah, I guess.
If you don't,
It's our little secret.
do everything with conviction. That's the way it goes. Say everything and do everything with conviction.
Oh, don't say conviction. We're talking about law.
Oh, whatever.
Would you like to donate to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society tonight?
I sure would.
All right.
Let's
Thank
do
you
it.
so much. You
No
guys
problem.
Have a wonderful night.
We will, for sure.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Leedy Vocus. Here we go. Let's do it. How you doing? It's always hard to really critique a piece of work if you don't fully read the artist statement.
Yeah.
But so like what you're left with is craft and visual aesthetics based off of personal opinion. So I don't know. I like this one the most though, just because of the placement of the phrase.
She's a pretty woman. That's pretty high IQ, which is the opposite of what you expect.
Yeah, and it's right on our breast where.
Or you read.
Yeah.
Where you look down. guy that actually did this?
The guy who did this work. I think that might be I don't want to be mistaken, but I think that might be Alex Party. And none of these artists are from.
These are signed prints.
Yeah, editions of $5,000 looks like 5,000 of them. Probably of the people that did the Obama poster series, Shepard Fairey, who did that one there, is probably most well known. How you doing? I'm Ryan.
I'm Herb Miller.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to see you, sir. Like
Yeah,
your hair.
work here?
No, I hang out a lot.
Okay.
I hang out a lot wherever there's, first of all, good art, which
Okay.
there is a great variety of here.
Nice.
And then I also go for the cheese and the crackers.
Some dog time. You friendly? Friendly, baby? Hey, baby? Hey, booty? Ah. What's the ideas behind your pieces here?
Honestly, this was just a sketch.
Nice.
So
honest.
this is from a sketch from the show we last had at the BD at the Renegades of Funk show.
Yeah.
I just did this drawing, and it doesn't really have a significant meaning. It's more of a practice sketch.
Okay.
And, you know,
So what are you inspired by?
pretty much a lot of elements. Obviously, there's a lot of Asian influence into my pieces, especially the way it's
Composition,
hanging,
like
composition,
posing, yeah.
flow. Well, there is actually a lot of like this Jewish movement or Hebrew art,
Okay.
Jewish art. They do like a lot of micro drawings.
Right.
I'm still learning about that, but I think the majority of it is Asian, African, Pacific Islanders. But I try not to look at too many things, just so I can, do my own.
This is writing music to fill a window. It's a project that I was working on all in January, where I sat in the window of the Fish Tank Performance Studio for 2 hours a day, writing music and taping the written music up to the window as I was working on it. And this is all the music that I wrote, and tonight we're going to have a concert to premiere it. I write all the time anyway, and so it was just kind of, I just had a space and I just did what I normally do. It's actually part of a series that we're doing here at the Fish Tank called the Ad Hoc Music Series, where I'm bringing in Kansas City composers and musicians to do their original thing, something new and different. So this is the second concert, and we have some more planned in the next, it's once a month. I think what I was really trying to do was to showcase like the process of art making. Somebody pointed out to me that all these places down here in the Crossroads, people come out for like First Friday and they see all the art, but what they don't realize is that behind those closed doors, all through the month, every day there's people in there working, painting, writing music, sculpting, and dancing, and doing all kinds of stuff. So I want to thank the musicians, Caitlin Boone and Lauren Wells and Chasky Dye, and they've in the last week learned all the music that I wrote and helped me out a lot. They did a lot of hard work in a short period of time.
What the fuck is she doing in there? Retiling? Okay. Here's the plan. I'll stick around for a few more minutes just to make sure everything's on the up and up, and then at the appropriate moment, I'll make my graceful exit and leave you two alone.
It's about two guys that go to Amsterdam. One of them is kind of down and out from the loss of a girlfriend, and my character finds him a window whore in order to try to raise his spirits, see if he can get him back in the game. We kind of worked on it as a collaboration. I produced, directed, and acted in the show. Eric also directed the show. The writer is Adam Rapp. He's a Chicago-based writer. This is a Kansas City premiere, and it's also a premiere for the writer in Kansas City. I think it's a wonderful study of relationships, because you have two guys that are essentially brothers. They're the best of friends. And then a complete stranger, being the girl in the play, is wedged directly between them. And you find out through the course of the play that my character is, he isn't the nicest of people, but he does actually care for Matt. And you see the love triangle kind of unfold on stage in front of you. This is a wonderful performance space that's been recently available to people like us that can't afford to put things on in a major space like the Unicorn on the Rep, but still have a passion for the art form.
It was very nice to meet you, Christina. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. What the fuck is she doing in there? Retiling? Okay. Here's the plan. I'll stick around for a few more minutes just to make sure everything's on the up and up, and then at the appropriate moment, I'll make my graceful exit and leave you two alone. So everything's cool, right?
Everything's cool, yeah. You got any gum?
Why, does your breath stink?
My mouth tastes funny.
Breathe on me.
Why?
Just breathe on me.
No, that's weird.
I'll tell you if you have bad breath. You're fine.
You sure?
Yeah, just make sure to brush your teeth before the fireworks begin. Whoa. Wow. We were wondering what was taking you so long.
If you would allow me, I would like to sing a song.
Like a song?
Yes, would that be okay?
Yeah, great. Go ahead.
Okay, picture blue light and a piano. In a time that it shall take to move your body, in a time that it shall take to lure you home, I'll find a willow tree and sleep beneath its branches, and in its bark I'll carve my art's most private poem. 30 years shall I require to pick the lemons, 30 more to draw the flowers from the grove. A drop of vodka from the soil of ancient Russia, a pinch of sea salt from the shores of our lost cove. It's a long way to the bottom of the ocean, a long way mermaid brings a starfish through her hair. Her sailor drowned 12 years ago near Zaragoza, and counting oysters never soothed her slow despair. It's the pearl that I long for, the pearl that I long for, the pearl that I long to hold near. It's the pearl that I long for, the pearl that I long for, the pearl that I long for. My
That fucking rocked!
Thank you.
Whose tune is that?
It's one of mine.
You wrote that?
I composed it on the piano at Paris Magouze.
I say we call up Interscope right now and get her a contract. What do you think, Matt?
It was a really beautiful song, Christina.
I am very pleased that you liked it.
Yeah! I mean, I have no idea what it was about as the imagery started to blur and the themes jumped out a little, but I really dig it.
Well, it's about unrequited...
Unrequited love?
Unrequited love, yes.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't get that.
I'm sorry?
No, don't be. Just maybe think about adding a line or two to underscore your subject matter. I'm a firm believer in organizing your information so that your audience is like in on it, you know? But hey, Rome was built in a daycare center, right?
Did you write that in English?
I did, yes.
Because the lyrics were really cool.
The lyrics, the phrasing, the imagery.
I especially like the deep sea stuff. I mean, the mermaid and the oyster, it goes from this final love tree to the bottom of the ocean. It's a really cool journey.
Phantasmagoric.
Yeah, very surreal. And the rhyming scheme is cool, too. You've got home and poem and hair and despair. There's a slight off-rhyming couplet of ocean and Zaragoza. It's very effective. And your voice.
Yeah, what a voice! It's like Paula Abdul meets Coretta Scott King or some shit.
You have a really beautiful voice, Christina.
Thank you.
Well, boys and girls, this bad little camper is going to go hunting for a few hours of quote-unquote Amsterdamage. Let her have as many of these as she'd like. Madame, it was very nice to meet you, Christina. Please enjoy the rest of your evening.
Davies?
Oh, fuck me. Oh, did I forget to pay you?
No, you paid.
What do you want, like American dollars instead of euros?
No, I was wondering if I could have your address in New York.
Why, you're gonna like invoice me for add-ons or something?
I would like to send you something.
What?
My music. I have a CD. It's from Paris.
Cool. Sure thing.
What you're looking at tonight is it started off as a side series of I call it Saints of Capitalism. Basically, they're all either CEOs or regulators of our essentially commerce system. I found a list of CEOs that were the most looked up to by other CEOs. I don't remember if it was all or like 90% of the people didn't have pictures. It's a little bit of satire. The satire itself, I mean, it's kind of incidental. It's however I feel about as a person or them as a group. These pieces are intended to show as a group. But for each individual person, I try to match my feelings or my knowledge about the person. I manipulate the environment that they sit in these paintings, whether it's the shape of the canvas or, the eventual colors they become.
In the north part of River Market.
Well, I started doing these when I used to live in Texas. The concept came from Starving Artist Show, Sofa-Sized Paintings, 1999. In retribution, or whatever you want to call it, I started doing paintings of sofas. I was just trying to show my anger against the starving artist thing. They're doing this mass-produced artwork, and that was when I was living in Texas. I mean, I was a starving artist, so that kind of offended me that they were bringing in this mass-produced artwork, and sofa-sized paintings were that cheap. I couldn't even buy enough material, or materials alone would cost me more than that to do something that size. And it ended up being something I do now. It kind of caught on. I mean, I've been doing them now for quite a while. I do other work. A lot of these have a lot of different Aztec and Mayan symbols, and they've become surreal now.
That I've made, it's going to be done in very thick glass. That's my original artwork, and that is just the center place.
Is this a photo op for you? I was just getting ready to walk off with it.
Go ahead. Hey, Philip, Fred Weaver's here.
I might do the opposite, do a black slide there.
paint murals mostly. I paint murals because I can make a living at it. You know, I paint on the street, and I've been doing it for about 20 years. I just like art. I try to capture history. You know, I try to go on that old cliche about if you don't tell people about your history, then you're doomed to repeat it. I try to tell stories about my life because I dropped out of high school. I did end up getting my GED, but I didn't go to school, so limited education, you know, it sort of hindered me, and I think about that on occasions. And I think that's something that I need to tell, you know, to the youth, especially the ones that are interested in art. It's very important for them to stay in school. So I try to tell stories about that, and of course the piece about my dad. My dad passed a few years back, so dedicated a piece to my dad. I don't try to put a lot of emotions in, but evidently it comes out in my work. You know, I've been through some trials and stuff just like everybody else. I was homeless when I first moved to Kansas City. I was homeless for about, you know, almost a year. You know, I lived at the City of Union Mission and slept on the street and parks, and, you know, I just lived on the street for a long time. So I think a lot of that pain, a lot of that emotion, a lot of the spirituality, you know, it comes through in my work accidentally. Sometimes it's like I don't intend to do it, but after I'm done with the piece, sometimes I look at it and I can feel the emotion like well up in me, you know, and it's like, wow, you know, it's really a moving piece. And so, you know, that's all a part of my work. It's part of my life.
Tonight we're having the opening of the third annual Human Form show for artwork that's inspired or based on the human form. I like to showcase by doing group shows occasionally, kind of showcasing some of the local talent as well as some of the regional talent that we get in submissions. The human form is a beautiful subject, a subject you don't see in everyday life, the lines and the forms of it. I try not to restrict artists in any way, such as this show. I didn't go in with preconceived notions of what the show I wanted it to look like or what it might be or take form of. I take the submissions. I don't even look at them till deadline. I look at them then, and the show kind of gets born out of that. It's just let the artists be themselves. I show things that I really like. I show things that sometimes maybe I don't necessarily agree with, but I still think it's a strong thing or something very positive or something that needs to be shown.
Fabulous. Yeah, we have a great art community in Kansas City.
Alright guys, come to our cabaret show at the end of the month at Fringe Festival. It's a Hollywood-inspired cabaret show.
I really like the First Fridays. It's really nice to see the variety of work and to see the amount of people that are enthusiastic about it as well.
We have a letterpress shop, so we print and design all the products that we sell. Try to sell a lot of stuff on a Friday night. We rely on it for a good portion of our rent income.
We were talking about the how to support the arts and how you as mayor would support the arts in Kansas City.
Right. I'd want to make them expansive. I want to use the arts to expand beyond cultural borders like Troost or Paseo or Prospect. by extending the eastern edge of the Crossroads District to the eastern edge of the 18th and Vine District. And the way that you do that is you declare that area a TIF district declared by the city as opposed to a developer, send out requests for proposals, and get the proposals to develop that area of the city. And that way the city is controlling what's being done as opposed to development community, at least in that instance. And the goal is to create an east-west connector, because a lot of the connectors in the city are north-south. We need some east-west connectors so that we're connecting two different cultures, one on one side of Troost and one on the other, and people will stop thinking that Troost is a demilitarized zone.
Do you feel like, especially as a mayoral candidate and also as an African American, that Kansas City's culture is overlooked, and it's mainly our fault, like the musical culture and the art culture that is so rich here, but...
I think the arts culture is still rich. It needs to be richer. I think it needs to be promoted more, needs to be open to more people. More people need to be aware of it. I think what happened is that we got lazy, and because we had no plan, we did not plan to include those things in where we were going. So we left them behind like so much used baggage. But we don't know where we want to be in 20 years. If we decided in 20 years we wanted to be the arts, music, performing arts cult center of the country, we could do that if we wanted to devote the resources to it. But because we seem to be bouncing around from one thing to another, one crisis to another, we are not directing our resources in any way to affect any given thing.
Okay. And again, I say, is there anything you wanted to add, anything you think is important?
No, I don't have anything to add except I'm having a good time. It's a fun night. It's a great loft. And this is the way Kansas City ought to be on more than just First Friday.
Arts are incredibly important to Kansas City. It's one of our real strengths. We have more artists per capita than any other city in America. What we need to do is get that creativity into our city government. So what I've been doing, what I talked about tonight, is putting artists on boards and commissions. I put Stretch on the TIF Commission. Those sorts of things where we can get artists involved in the policy decisions of the government are the best way that we can do to get them, to get the strength of the art community into the whole city.
It's midnight again, lonely but hardly the end of the day. It's prayer that I pray for our children to grow. And we'll call this town the end of the line. For now, my family tries, but never finds a way out. I know that learning is all we have to break the chain while the wheel of poverty remains. to break the chain while the wheel of poverty remains.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its this place.